Hi Kiwi, and welcome back to another episode of Hades 1. This is our mirror setup for the day. Today we are going to be taking the aspect of Zagreus on the rail. And we are going to go for a 32 heat run as always. We are about a fourth of the way through our 32 heat challenge. We're going to be taking the Zeus keepsake. We're going to go for max level convenience fee, jury summons, 3 levels of extreme measures, maxed out benefits package, middle management, underworld customs, forced overtime, heightened security, 2 levels of damage control, and 2 levels of tight deadline.
What could go wrong?
Now, there was a part of me that wanted to maybe go a spread fire build, but I can't be guaranteed a hammer, so I'm not going to take Artemis here, but if I did get a hammer, I'd probably switch. I'd go for Artemis's attack.
You, though certainly no one so much as I.
I've never really run spread fire. Ooh, wow, an epic level attack. Not going to complain about that. That should make our early Tartarus very easy and very forgiving. I mean, Zeus is just, honestly, for all the rails except for Hestia, I think Zeus is by far one of the best options for obvious reasons. It does so much AoE, it does so much damage on any rapid fire attack. It's great on the gauntlets, it's great on the aspect of Chiron with its special, the Blitz Disc. Here's our first hammer, so if we do see spread fire show up, well, I'll be a little disappointed, but I'll be okay. Like I said before, in the last episode, I genuinely consider the aspect of Zagreus to be the weakest of the rail options by a long shot. I know for a lot of people who are kind of new to the rail, they don't like reloading, and so it's more forgiving. Let's see. Attack is faster and more accurate. Cluster bomb, spread fire. Oh, we did get spread fire. Would you look at that? I'm gonna go cluster bomb. Sorry for pausing there. So we finally have heat in our house again at long last. Unfortunately, the new heat setup is extremely loud. So we have a steam-based heating system through radiators in the house, and previously the heat would make kind of this metallic clanging sound, but it was kind of ignorable. Now it sounds like a giant flood of running water when it decides to reactivate. The reason why I'm going for cluster bomb here is we could see a really good rocket bomb. I'm probably gonna go for Artemis's special for that reason, because even if we don't get rocket bomb, cluster bomb on its own does a ton of damage. I need to use it when I'm reloading. As always, speed enhanced ringers are always a pain. Need to also get into the habit of kiting enemies towards walls or towards the exits where possible. It's just speeds. It's a little bit of optimization for time saving, and it's certainly something I need to practice if I want to get better at speed runs. I'm reloading like I'm not running the aspect of Zagreus. So Zagreus' aspect, the main thing it does is it just gets more shots before you need to reload, and I'm just so used to running the other rails that I just reload automatically well before I even get close to running out of shots.
You have a dirty job down there, nephew, but I can help you to clean up a bit.
So I'll take Poseidon's cast or dash here, I think. Dash would be pretty solid. We don't get it. Hydraulic Might isn't terrible. I think I'll just take his cast. Sea Storm is fun. Let's see. Is another Zeus boon. I think we risk that. I would love that Sisyphus just for saving time in Tartarus, but we have Zeus's rare tier attack. We don't really need to worry about time and getting jolted or double or like multi-bounce or anything.
I doubt you'll outmaneuver.
I think it's called Storm Lightning is the actual name of the boon I was thinking of.
Let's see if I'm still
That said, seems like, wow, this thing has a lot of damage reduction. Why don't you take any damage, my friend? Look at that guy. He's just tanky AF. He's basically a mini-boss. Well, we got him. That was the weirdest Erebus I have ever seen. 2 enemies only?
How's that?
Oh well, we got jolted, so I'm pretty happy about that. And then a Zeus Poseidon trial or Athena. I think we go for the trial because there are still some really good tier 2s from both gods that I would love to see. I'll take Poseidon first because it's just I find Zeus way easier to handle. Razor Shoals or Wave Pounding? I think Razor Shoals so we can have status privilege now. That's 40% damage up. We have a lot of damage early on.
I didn't warn you, young man. I only wish that I could say you didn't insult me.
That's okay. I did insult you and I'm okay with that. I'll live. So yeah, with Jolted on the table now, we should do a lot more damage to enemies in a very quick fashion. One thing that you have to appreciate about witches in Tartarus is that their homing on their attacks is kind of insane. You don't always see it, you don't always get to see how nuts it is, but sometimes those things just do a full 360 to get to you. Like now. I am probably going to lose a Death Defiance here. I'm going to drop out Sisyphus just for the HP. Casting out Boldy also does give me a brief set of iframes, so it's also helpful in that front. But Boldy gives us 30 HP. That's pretty worthwhile. And if I tag an enemy with Jolted and run away, they're going to kill themselves as soon as they try to attack. There we go. Not the cleanest room.
All right, this is becoming unproductive, Zagreus. As you were.
As I was. Alright, let's see. So, if I want double strike, I would need to take either his dash or his special. There are a lot of better options. Oh wait, no, what am I doing? I can just take his aid. His aid will give us his double strike. There we go. Alright, we're not too bad off. There's Artemis. Honestly, I would love to see Artemis. So, this is the mid shop. I'm taking a lot of, like, suboptimal for time reason rooms, but I want to lock in Artemis because Poseidon, Artemis, Zeus is just such a strong combo. We're gonna go for Artemis's, what's it called? We're gonna go for Artemis's special, because again, if I can nab a rocket bomb, that would be amazing.
Good hunting down there, Zagreus.
And even if I don't, getting crit chance on Jolted is just always so very good. So we'll take her special here, 53% more damage, but 20% chance to crit, which does 3 times damage. We have plenty of coin now, so I'll go for the darkness, get a little bit of HP here. Beyond that, I think in general, it's probably better to just go for the, gems in most runs. Like if you're not really that interested in meta progression, which at this point, there isn't a whole lot that darkness does for me anyway, it's probably better to go the route of the, gems for the coins, because those coins do add up over time. It's not a substantial amount. Obviously, I'd rather see a nectar or a key for rerolls or an extra palm level from the nectar, but we make do with what we got. Now, we would certainly like to see a little bit more damage on the attack, but the fact of the matter is Zeus's attack is just so good at what it does. Like, it's not the most amazing DPS, but it is good sustained AoE DPS, which is what you need for this sort of a, for any sort of build with rapid fire attack. It just works so well. Spread fire with Artemis on the attack was the other build that I was mentioning, and it used to be a speedrunning build, actually. I think back when the Nighty Night patch of Early Access Hades 1 came out, a lot of speedrunners ran that build. I think that was before the age of Beowulf. Beowulf really kind of took over in terms of being the optimal speedrunning aspect, as well as aspect of Hera, which was around a bit longer. I don't know how, I never played the early access of Hades 1, I've only touched the early access of Hades 2, so I don't know what it was like. Back then, it was unexplored territory, and it's a territory that I will only ever get to experience if I go back and play like a mod pack, or like a down patch. We'll take the Chaos Gate here. Chaos has a lot of things they could offer us. Probably Boon Rarity is the thing I'm most interested in, but I honestly don't know. Let's see what we get.
From my perspective, I have summoned you. I ask you believe you came of your volition. All statements can be true. Is that not so?
If you say so, Chaos. So special damage wouldn't be bad here. Let's see, 47% more special damage, 160% damage for striking enemies from behind is kind of nuts, or 85% more coin. We'll never be starved for a boon again. And we can get some good palms. I don't know if it's really worth this, worth taking this, because I'm probably going to get one shot by a trap in Meg's room just because of how I'm prone to playing. I don't really want to deal with Infernal Bombs. I'm going to take the Affluence, honestly. This sounds fun. The reason why I'm not going for that insane dash strike boon is simply because I'm not going to position to back attack enemies very well. Dionysus I'm not really that interested in. We'll take the palm here and toss it on... Well, I guess I toss it on Lightning Strike, because that does... It does have some nice damage up here, so yeah, let's take that. And my cat is hollering like no tomorrow upstairs. She is singing some song right now.
Ladies.
What's the matter there, Red Blood? Gone awful quiet. Did I hurt your feelings, huh?
No, you're fine, Electo. Thank you for checking, though. Kind of you.
Mega Run Tish, you ready?
So, anyway, the, my fourth god. Actually, what is my fourth god going to be? Because I haven't really considered who I want. Dionysus isn't terrible, I suppose, in hindsight. Mostly for this kind of a build, Dionysus would offer support boons and not much else in the way of things I want, though. I need to remember to keep my cast tagged on her just to get status privilege going. And if I position appropriately, unfortunately she started chasing after me immediately, so maybe I drop a Sisyphus here. Probably don't need to. As long as I get her hit with some things for status ailments, we're fine. There we go. And thankfully I didn't dash into any traps, so as long as I don't go lava bathing in Asphodel, we should be free on this one. And then we get 85% more coin, which means a lot of things we can purchase from the shops, which isn't bad when you're running a kind of the build that I'm running. So who are we going to lock in as our final
Elective's
god?
performance has been lacking as of late.
Let's see. We've got Zeus, Artemis, and Poseidon. Is there any god that really synergizes with them? Honestly, these three on their own are kind of all I need. Could take Athena for just safety. Although I'm running the rail, I don't really need a lot in the way of safety. I think... yeah, let's see.
Could try a different one.
Honestly, maybe I just take whatever fourth god shows up and lock in Poseidon. I don't know. There's such a good argument to be made for Athena just for safety. Honestly, why don't I just take her? There's no other god that I strictly see that I really want on this build. And we only have the dash slot left anyway. So, okay, our Athena it is. We've got our core damage. Now we'll go for our core... our core defensive. Now I'm going to talk during this section just because the Steam is running again, so I want to see how badly it gets picked up on the microphone. Otherwise, I'll start pausing during these moments. So we have to purge a boon. I probably let go of Flood Shot, honestly. That's the easiest one to give up right now, because we don't have a lot in the way of other things worth selling. So yeah, let's take away Flood Shot. We'll keep Razor Shoals. We'll eventually get another Poseidon boon, be it his dash or his special, or sorry, his cast, and we'll make it work. Okay, well, as loud as it is, I am very glad to finally have heat in our house again, because the last 2 days, Kiwi, were so brutally cold. Like, we were managing, it was only like 40 outside, so the house got down to 50, or like 59, I think was the coldest it got, which was tolerable, I would say. It wasn't great, but it was certainly, we could manage. But then the temperatures got well below freezing without wind chill, and it was just so miserable. I'm very glad to have heat again. I think most people could agree if they had their heat out for so long, they would probably find a similar situation of desperately clinging to whatever source of warmth they could have. Our cat certainly did that a fair bit. Basically, whatever source of warmth they could find, they were clinging to it like no tomorrow. I am walking into all of these. Oh, like, you know what? I'm happy that I'm going for Athena's Dash now that after that one little encounter, I'm very happy to have Athena's Dash on the horizon.
I bet Charon's going to want all this.
There's Hermes. I bought that Yarn of Ariadne expecting potentially to see Hermes, so I'm hopeful for a good boon from Hermes now. I have 11 HP. I'm probably going to lose that 11 HP any second now. As long as I position well, I can probably get away with this, but I have to be very mindful of these wave crashers. Try and take out as many enemies as I can as they spawn, but unfortunately Forced Overtime really does make it a lot harder to set up your cluster bomb the way it is. That's why we want Rocket Bomb. Rocket Bomb just makes it a straight shooting projectile, which makes it a lot more reliable to hit. I'm gonna try and kill the projectile spawners. Oh my goodness. I wanted to kill projectile spawners first for a reason, and that is why. We'll just toss in a Zeus call here. There we go. Alright, Herms, what have you got?
I know you're kind of in a hurry, boss, but let me show you what a real hurry's all about in just a moment here.
What have you got to give us? Greater reflex, 3 extra dashes? I mean, that's just objectively the best option, right? Hyper Sprint Rush Delivery is always a good time, but survivability, man.
Godspeed.
Like I said, we've got our damage, and here's our mid shop. I will definitely take some HP from this shop if I see it. Can I afford a God Boon, though? I can, but I can't afford both. Demeter. Demeter's... Wait, we have Athena's Keepsake. I don't even take Demeter here. What am I doing? So we take the Palm Slice, we take the HP, and we move along. Demeter, I wish you hadn't shown up. Would have loved to see literally any of the other gods. Especially Athena or our 3 gods that are core boons right now, but oh well. Unlucky shop block will kind of stymie our potential a little bit. Because you don't really think about it, but you get a lot of boons from shops if you're into purchasing boons from shops. At maximum, you can get an extra. What would it be? There's a minimum of 4 boons that you can get from mid and end shops between Tartarus through Elysium, and then Styx can give you upwards of 3 or 4 just from the shop. So they're fairly important. I will say I feel that the attack damage is falling off a fair bit. It makes it easy. It makes Tartarus a lot easier, and it'll make low HP enemy multi-combat rooms like this fairly easy to contend with. But I should be, depending on my rocket bomb or my cluster bombs, maybe a little bit more than I currently am. There we go. Bam, bam. Oh, well, I reloaded. Oopsie.
The curse of chaos has been lifted.
All right, we're gonna start getting a lot of coin rolling in now, so I'm not too worried about Death Defiances, honestly, because we still have an option for Patroclus. We'll see Athena on this run, hopefully. She hasn't shown up yet. But we'll have Athena on this run, and most importantly, we will have potentially the coin to afford Kiss of Styx. from well Charons, assuming they're offered, assuming we need them too. What's this well got for us?
What's
Light of
offer?
Ixion? Sure, I'll take a Chaos Gate. That means I won't be able to afford a God boon here, but ooh. I mean, I would love to take that Athena room, but we have to go the Zeus room, right? Zeus could give us Double Strike, could give us his Legendary after we get Double Strike, we could even get the multi-bounce move, which is a little less exciting to me.
Oh, good. I love
I am
snakes.
lucky that I didn't get hit by any of those Gorgon head attacks there, or those projectile stones. Right. I am very prone to getting hit by these mini-bosses, so I do have to be a little careful about them. My main goal here is to tag each of them with at least one stack of Jolted when I can, so that I get the damage off. Oh no. Alright, Gorgon Head is almost done. But if I keep getting stoned by her, I'm gonna have a bad time. Alright, she's done. Oh, well, I messed that up. Oh, wow, I really messed that up. I'm gonna drop a Sisyphus here just for healing, I think.
Boldy?
I might be a little too late to hit him with that. Yep. Oh well, we get the HP. I don't know why, but I am just like incredibly terrible at fighting Skullcrusher Mega Gorgon. They are by far my worst, most unreliable mini-boss to fight. Alright, Lightning Reflexes, High Voltage, or Electric Shot. I have a reroll here. I could go for Double Strike because I'm pretty sure Zeus's call acts as a prerequisite to it. Yeah, so why don't we go ahead and reroll, go for Double Strike before I take High Voltage.
Something else.
And we get Billowing Strength. Honestly, not a bad option for this run. I'll probably take that for now. 22% damage for 15 seconds after using my call is very good. Now, I am going to take the Chaos Gate here. We're going to have next to no HP getting out of Chaos's room. But it's a free chamber, and it's a potentially very powerful boon. Let's see. Not really what I want to see on the Epic tier. This is useless for this run. Another cast isn't great because we're not building around cast. And boon rarity, there aren't a lot of boons left that we want that need to be higher rarity, and we don't want to give up the special if we can avoid it. I'm going to reroll here.
Let's see what else.
Let's see. He really wants us to do back attacks. Honestly, I will take this time because that is a huge damage up. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to use it super reliably, but maybe it's a good, with 3 levels or with the Epic tier Greatest Reflex, I can reposition around enemies fairly well. This is the end shop, so I could take my second Hermes now, or I go for, I can't afford a boon, so yeah, let's take this Hermes. Let's get our second Hermes locked in. I could set up for the first half of Rush Delivery now that I have Greater Haste, or what is it, Greater Reflex? Let's see, Auto Reload, Quick Favor, Second Wind. I mean, we could... We didn't see Athena this floor. We had one offering of Athena and she was up against Zeus, so we didn't take her. I could pivot and say, screw Athena's dash. Let's go for Passion Dash and set up for Smoldering Air. Honestly, that sounds good. So we're gonna give up on Athena. Athena didn't want to show up when she was needed. So we will take Second Wind, or do I want Quick Favor? I could stack up Zeus Call really fast that way. Tough decision here, honestly. I think I take Quick Favor and we go for Smoldering Air. So we'll take Aphrodite on the next floor. Alright, so we still have to melt Lerny a fair bit. And I am going to be giving up the survivability that Athena offers for more damage, but honestly, damage
To kill you once again.
Damage can be survivability in its own right. So we drop a special, we drop a cast for the enhanced damage. We minimize how many casts we use because we do have that Chaos Boon that's going to hurt us for doing so. And I no matter what I do, I'm going to get one shot by Lerny if we get hit by a single hit, or if I sit in the lava for like half a second. Might be worth dropping a Sisyphus just for the Death Defiance, or to protect the Death Defiance, but never mind, too little too late.
Oh, that hurt, damn it.
Honestly, we still have Patroclus on the table. I have all this potential for getting coin. I'm not too worried about needing it, frankly. Probably a mistake to use that cast there, but it's fine. What I'm going to do here is set this up, hit him with the cast. Of course the cast shot the wrong way, why wouldn't it? Alright, I almost have Greater Call. I'm going to save Greater Call for his in-between phase so we can melt the multiple heads as quick as possible. But getting a cheeky cluster shot like this just does so much damage. Or if they all land, but there we go. Okay, let's get ready for a head to spawn. And now we drop out Greater Call and just try and melt these heads ASAP. Alright, we got most of the heads. We got all the heads popped. Excellent. I'll probably not use my cast here just because I really want to not put myself in a position where I run the risk of taking too much damage. But a couple Zeus calls and this Lerny head just gets melted. All right, Asphodel cleared. And I mean,
Enjoy your magma bath.
I claim that the aspect of Zagreus is its weakest. Once again, the steam is going off, so if you hear this on the microphone, let me know. I will have to adapt my strategies for how to record through the winter
Which to choose.
if this becomes a problem on the microphone. Hopefully it's not too bad, and if I can learn how to do noise canceling, maybe I can fix that. So let's take Aphrodite's keepsake and just say, Athena, you didn't want to show up? I didn't want to take you anyway. We definitely don't want to sell these boons, so what do we sell? I could sell Razor Shoals, I could sell Bellowing Strength, I guess. There aren't really a lot of things I want to sell here. Quick Favor's honestly probably the easiest one of the easier ones to part with, but I'm going to roll and see what we get.
No thanks.
Deadly Flourish, Billowing Strength, Quick Favor. So it's between these two. 22% more damage versus just having the damage in the first place, you know? I think, honestly, I probably let go of Billowing Strength. 1% every 2 seconds. Looking at that objectively, Quick Favor is the one to get rid of. Billowing Strength is just so powerful. Alright. So nothing here from the shop I want, so hopefully we get offered another Death Defiance at some point between Patroclus or the Well of Charon, but we'll see. We're making pretty good time though. We're sub 5 minutes in the last 2 floors. Coin, or there's our second hammer. I think I go for the hammer here. Getting a palm on Jolted wouldn't be a bad idea either. That's a nice little bit of damage up. Where is everyone? There you are, guys. They often, I've noticed this room in particular, enemies really like to spawn in that corner and then not aggro to you. It's kind of funny. Oh, right, I still have my Chaos Curse. Gotta be careful about that. The fun thing about this Zeus build is that I can kite out enemies like no tomorrow. And the Billowing Strength lasts for 15 seconds, so I have this damage up for a good while. The one downside to it is it really does not feel like we have that much in the way of, like, burst damage without our Cluster Bomb. Hopefully we get, if we get Rocket Bomb, we are set. If we don't, it's not the end of the world, but it definitely doesn't feel as good. And for what it's worth, I may say that we lack DPS, but we still cleared in pretty amazingly fast order. As long as I sit on my dashes to dodge out enemy attacks, I should be fine. That said, I still got hit, so what do I know? All right, hammer, and we didn't get it. So, it's really taunting me with the fact that I wanted Spread Fire, I guess. So, here's the question. Delta Chamber? Not interested. Spread Fire, if I had taken Artemis's attack, would have been very interested. Fury Fire, I think, is the only option. It makes us attack faster, which is nice, and now we get 6 extra shots, so we're at 30 shots. There's Aphrodite, let's go ahead and take her. We'll take either her... I don't want her cast. I would really not like her cast, so we'll hopefully get her dash offered, and that's fine. We really need Zeus's Legendary to show up, because without that, we are actually lacking a fair bit of damage, I think. If we get Zeus's Legendary, we should be more than fine, and Double Strike is icing on the cake for our call to just scale really well. Just listen to that shield clang, it's blocking all of our attacks. PCs is going to be a little bit annoying, I'm sure, and Asterius will be Asterius will just be scary because we do have 2 levels of forced overtime on, but we will manage just fine with that. Gotta keep in mind, my back attacks do massively increase damage now.
Even immortal hearts can break, my little godling.
Alright, Aphrodite, what have you got for us? Passion Dash, exactly what we wanted, thank you. There's an Infernal Trove. Darkness is not worth bothering with on this run. A little bit of HP gives us some survivability. We don't strictly need it that much, but we may need it, so I'm not going to complain about getting it here. But yeah, realistically speaking, we probably are not going to get Smoldering Air if I had to guess. Reason for that is we are using God's Pride instead of God's Legacy, so we have a much reduced chance of seeing Legendary and Duo boons. It's non-zero though, and those boons only give a 10% increase in chance, so who knows? Who knows? I'm gonna try and get over here so that enemies spawn in on this side. And good, the Void Stones spawn next to us so I can take them out very quickly. They really want to go down there to whatever guy's standing over here. Oh, it's another Shielder, hooray. Can't really see what the Shielder is doing, he's kind of just standing in the corner there. Well, I'm getting... Wow, look at that backstab damage, whoosh. Oh, well, that was cute. Couldn't see that coming. Here, have a Zeus call. Don't stand next to the exploding revenants, Jeff. Please don't. Alright, not the cleanest room, and we are getting low on HP. This Artemis chamber, in lieu of a I don't know. What do we gain from Artemis? Really, the thing we want from Artemis at this point is her Lightning Rod duo boon with Zeus, or pressure points or Hunter's Mark. So there are some very good reasons to take Artemis here. But it is a mini-boss, and if it's Asterius, I'm going to really regret this decision. Asterius can one-shot us with a Bull Rush. Okay, it's Butterfly Ball. We can manage Butterfly Ball, and I can kill her friends as they spawn in theory. Oh, wait, right, I can use my cast now. Let's take out our friends before they respawn, if I can. I am taking a lot of damage. I'm going to drop this just for the HP. Of course, Sisyphus did not choose to target the mini-boss, and her friend spawned in anyway, so we're doing great. This is fine. I think she got an archer to resurrect. Yep, she did. Or that was after the fact, but still. Alright, there we go. Let's grab this HP before I eat a Death Defiance. I have 2 Sisyphus casts left, which isn't great, but isn't bad, honestly. We have one for the heroes, we have one for Hades if I need it. And we still have the option of Patroclus showing up, so...
Won't catch this soul, thanks.
Let's see. Ooh, Epic Tier Hunter's Mark. Love to see it. 56% crit chance after our first crit. So I just need to be mindful of tossing out my specials often enough. Was really hoping we'd see a Fountain Chamber at least once on this run. We have not, which isn't ideal. And again, with our lack of... We're currently lacking in damage, I would say, overall. Like, we'll make it work. We are absolutely going to make it work. I have no doubt about that. But until I make it work, it's going to feel a teensy bit rough. Would really enjoy Zeus showing up again. We could really use some extra Zeus help. Ah, Flame Chariots. Flame Chariots aren't really that bad to deal with. We pop them fairly quickly because they don't have a lot of HP. That doesn't make them less scary overall, though. They can certainly cause a lot of trouble. Oh, hello, Archer. All right, we kill the Archer first. Archers are a pain, especially if I don't see them coming. And their rapid-fire triple shot attack is a pain to deal with. Quite literally, it only hits for 10, but if I don't see it coming, it does a lot. Oh, you really got to respawn. I am unhappy about that. I'm probably gonna get... Yep. I saw that Archer charging up, and I'm like, well, there is no safe spot for me here. I'm gonna get hit. Alright, we really may need to depend on a Patroclus showing up, but we have a Well of Charon here. If we don't see Patroclus in the next room, I'll go ahead and buy a Death Defiance if it's offered. HP or coin, so no Patroclus. There's our Kiss of Styx. We buy it instantly. I probably take the coin room with that in mind then, because I can't afford a God Boon with the current coin setup. And there's no guarantee we get enough coin before the end shop here, because we are coming up towards the end of Elysium now, I believe. Oh my goodness, a lot of enemies here. Would really enjoy some pressure points from Artemis if I'm going to go any sort of crit stacking or crit dependency, because I don't really have a lot of time to sit still and drop out a special. That said, it's fairly forgiving, so I definitely can. I'm just not using it nearly as well as I should be. Definitely want to use it every time I'm reloading at the very least, as I've been trained to do with the aspect of Hestia on speedruns. Again, we try and take out archers as quick as possible because they just tend to be the biggest problem, unless we get an entire room full of them, in which case, well, I don't know what to do about that other than just kite to my heart's, kite to the greatest ability I am capable of. Definitely don't stay near that egg. That egg will just pop my HP immediately. I think the best optimization I've discovered for high heat runs in particular is hug walls in Elysium in all instances, because walls can block chariots if they get clipped on the corners. Walls you can dash across to block ranged projectiles. Okay, this is a trial. I probably don't take the trial here, honestly. Like, I would like those extra boons from the two of them. Ah, screw it, let's do it. I'm gonna lose a Death Defiance. I know I am. But it's fun, you know? We're going for fun as much as we're going for a high heat clear. So do I go for Aphrodite or Artemis first? I go for Aphrodite because Artemis is a lot easier to fight for me. For some reason, I just have a terrible time avoiding Aphrodite's trial effect. So what do we want from Aphrodite at this point? What duos could we benefit from? We certainly could go for Heartrend. So we can't get duos here. So I can't look at duos here. Sweet Surrender wouldn't be terrible, but we only have Weak Affliction from our dash. I guess looking at all that, there really isn't anything that we directly want from Aphrodite. So I probably just take Empty Inside so weak effects last longer, and if we have to sell it, we sell it.
I thought we had an understanding, Zagreus, but this wouldn't be the first time I was wrong about someone.
Yeah, sorry, Artemis. All right, so this is going to be a rough chamber, and it's very likely I'm going to lose a Death Defiance. Honestly, maybe worth dropping a Sisyphus here just for the HP he gives. Well, especially, you know what, I should probably not stand here because there are a lot of traps that will hurt me if I get hit by them. I don't like that the shielders, you know, the face tanking type of character that they should be, have such very long range projectiles. And they're not like the fastest, they're not archer level fast, but they're annoying. What even hit me there? Oh, a projectile, of course. Well, appropriately timed, I suppose, shielders. Well played. Haha, you got me. All right. Well, we got a next wave. What's gonna spawn in? More shielders. Cool. Love it. They have been very shielder happy. I guess I shouldn't complain because the alternative would probably be chariots or more archers. Elysium champions are just hard on higher heats. That's really what it is. Elysium is rough. Elysium is very rough on high heat, especially if you're not good at the weapon you're wielding. And I wouldn't say I'm bad at the Zagreus rail, but it's definitely not the rail I play most with. Like, if I were to play a rail like this, I would probably pick Eris, and admittedly, I'm not that great at Eris rail either. I mostly play...
Good hunting just now, Zagreus. You passed my little test, so now we're good. Just like it never happened.
I don't know why, but Lucifer just it feels like a different rail to me. All right, Artemis, come on, give us pressure points, please.
Not what I need right now.
Or not. All right, well, Hunter Instinct isn't terrible, but we don't have a lot of crit chance, so I guess I take Support Fire because we're gonna be spamming arrows like that. There's another Aphrodite. Now we could potentially see Heartrend, and I have plenty of coin, including enough coin to buy a Death Defiance. So I'm gonna go for the Aphrodite chamber here. Oh, good. They heard I was complaining about no chariots. Well, I wasn't really complaining, guys. I was just making a comment. I guess the alternative to being terrible to shielders would be chariots. So here we are, I guess. I spoke, and now I am punished for speaking. Unfortunately, our rail does not have any hit stun, so the chariots, I really need to focus on dodging. Or not. I do have to remember that I have a lot of dashes, and I should use those, because I have enough dashes to outlast their charge attack, which is very good for me, but only if I don't dash into them. Yeah, look at that Support Fire. We are spamming Support Fire left and right. All right, Voidstone charged chariots are unideal, so we need to get rid of these Voidstones as soon as possible. I'll use a Zeus Call to make that at least a little bit easier. I actually did not mean to press special there. I got locked into the animation, so I got hit by that chariot. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I am actually going to die to chariots here, aren't I? That's actually not terribly a surprise, but it doesn't feel great. I want to at least try and keep them tagged with Jolted where I can, just for the damage, but we've got them. Alright, Aphrodite, what have you got? Broken Resolve. I reroll. Do I reroll for Heartrend? Or no, I wanted Smoldering Air. Come on, Aphrodite, give me Smoldering Air.
Got anything else?
And there it is. Well, thank you, thank you. You actually gave me something I wanted for a change. Alright, free Zeus Boon, but no shop or shop. Let's see. What do I stand to gain between the two? Shop could give me another boon, which could give me another Artemis potentially. Unlikely to give us anything that gives us a Death Defiance. The heroes are going to be rough. I do not have enough damage to really reliably deal with them, and to really make the best use of Smoldering Air, I do have to be fairly close range. We'll take the Zeus here, though.
In the name of Hades.
Double strike, there it is. Okay, so now we can get Zeus's Legendary, which will be a huge DPS up for us if we ever get to see it. There's a decent chance we won't.
Gentlemen.
Face us, filth! However many times it takes, until you cannot stand it any longer.
Alright, I have 5 dashes, and I need to remember that fact, because that's our best answer to Asterius' dash attack, and otherwise I just need to kite him out. We'll focus down at Theseus while Asterius is just busy happily doing his nonsense over there. Alright, here comes his first dash attack. We just bail out immediately, hit him with the Smoldering Air to get Billowing Strength up. I'm probably going to get clipped by one attack and lose my Death Defiance, which is really unideal because we did not, oh my goodness, we did not get a Patroclus this floor, unfortunately, so I need to play extra safe here. And we know Jeff, he does not do that. Oh, hi, Bull. Hi, Bull. Oh my goodness, I'm lucky none of that hit me. Where are you? All right, Asterius. Maybe, you know what, honestly, to preserve my Death Defiance, I'm going to drop Boldy here just for the HP. I knew Asterius would get caught on those too, so I was like, it's funny, but I often use Boldy as a defensive tool against the heroes, which is kind of funny to me. Oh my goodness. Ooh, barely bailed out of that. If I can keep them close together, that would be ideal. I do need to be mindful of our time. We're coming up on tight deadline. Oh, darn it. Well, they are close now, so I can hit them a whole bunch. There goes our Death Defiance, so we have 0 Death Defiances left. Theseus has popped, Asterius is phased. I just try and melt them here, I think, honestly.
I invoke your aid.
Trying to get as much damage off on Theseus as possible early on, because his shield is going to be a problem. Thankfully, apparently, Theseus getting phased there gave us iframes, oddly enough. Of course, I got clipped by both of us. That hit me twice, actually. That's so lame. I think he's charging. Oh my goodness, Bull. All right, here, let's melt him as quick as possible. The lack of rocket bombs is a bit of a downside. If I hadn't hoped for rocket bombs, I probably would have built a different hammer, the first hammer we took. All right, we did not make very good time through this chamber. We're gonna really have to hope to see a legendary Zeus, and certainly a Death Defiance in the shop. I don't have any rerolls, so we get what we get from the shop. This is looking a little dicey. Like I said, Aspect of Zagreus is not my favorite weapon to run. All right, I think we take Acorn as always because that gives us more survivability over Lucky Tooth. We do not get a good shop to sell from. This actually really sucks. I'm not giving up Jolted and I'm not giving up Double Strike. Deadly Flourish is honestly the easiest to part with, and that's really not ideal because now we can't get Hunter's Mark up. At least we get the Kiss of Styx, and I will take this. We'll take that. What do we get? Centaur Soul. Okay, so that's a whole bunch of HP. That's nice of them. All right, I think given how we're playing, Deadly Flourish is unfortunately the easiest to purge of the boons. I don't really like that I had to purge that, but I cannot give up our chance to get a Zeus Legendary. That said, given how things are going, I have a reasonable suspicion that Zeus isn't even going to show up in Styx. That said, if that's the case, I mean, hopefully we see another Whale of Charon and get an extra Death Defiance.
I'm sure the satyrs are back.
I think there's a decent chance we don't, knowing our luck. But let's see. All right, do we see Zeus? First question. We do see a very high tier Zeus, as well as Poseidon and Artemis. A very expensive. Ooh, we got two Zeuses. Okay, well, sorry for me. My apologies, Zeus. I complained a little too hard on you. So I think what we do first is we go for the Artemis boon. The steam is going off in case you can hear it in the background. So we go for the Artemis boon first. Why? We want to get our special back, but also pressure points might be even better. But the real reason is ultimately we want to lock in slots that would potentially be offered by Zeus. So if we can fill in the special or even the cast, which I wouldn't really like to take Artemis's cast, but I'll accept Artemis's cast if I have to. But the by taking Artemis first, it's more likely that Zeus will not, if we take her special, for example, she can't offer her special without a trade, which, or Zeus rather, can't offer his special without a trade, and they don't really like to do that very often, so there's a decent chance we don't see a trade, and we're more likely to see a boon we want, namely, of course, his legendary.
This blasted place again.
I didn't know where those bombs were going to end up, so I just kited out over there. I'm really not a fan of the giant snake stone, so I'm going to melt that down first if I can. Apparently this little healing pool gives you, or blocks the lasers, actually. Interesting. Oh no, I saw it as it spawned. I went right into that trap, unfortunately. Thankfully, the snake stone is dead, and I just have to avoid these. And chamber cleared, but that was 100 damage I did not need to take. Alright. Well, she finally offers us pressure points, but I don't think it's worth taking over Deadly Flourish. And it's an epic tier Deadly Flourish. 78% more damage on that special is quite nice. We're not going to be relying on it that much, but damage is damage, and we can almost afford that Zeus boon. I have a relatively okay tight deadline, so I'm going for this fish. Honestly, I could... Wait, what? Sorry, I was too busy looking at the other boons. I'm thinking Poseidon or Artemis here. I could purchase. It would probably lock us out of buying that Zeus boon, though, so I don't want to. But if I took them, I could take one of their casts, and I would like to afford those boons, but we'll see. I think for now, I'm gonna just go for I'm just gonna send it on Zeus and see what we get. We have 2 high rolling chances on Zeus. Zeus's cast is probably not worth taking if I can avoid it. Yeah, I was hopeful I could kill the rat before I needed to heal the poison, but I needed to reload. Alright, it feels like we have damage and we don't have damage, and it's kind of confusing what we have and don't have. I am not a fan of having to fight these rats point blank, but like they have completely zoned off the entire chamber, so I don't really have much of a choice. I just need to make sure that I am spamming my call off cooldown because we generate call extremely fast here. There's no reason not to use it. This guy is somehow just completely blocking our damage with the pillar. Bad positioning on my part, but I need to be careful about getting hit. I really do. I don't have a lot in the way of HP. We only have 36 HP right now, which means we're going to get one shot by most scary things, and if there's a room with traps in it, well, I mean, we get one shot by those anyway, so what does it matter? Alright. We still don't have enough coin to afford that Zeus boon, though. What do we get? Legendary? No legendary, no rerolls. Do I lock in his cast here? I will honestly consider taking a third chamber of sticks just for the sake of getting his legendary, because that makes Hades a lot easier to contend with. Storm Lightning really isn't that incredible for us, and Electric Shot is kind of honestly terrible as well. I'll take Storm Lightning, I guess. Oh well.
Is my hair sticking up?
Really, I have 6 minutes.
way.
We only have Extreme Measures too, so I foresee that I could probably DPS Hades fast enough. Honestly, maybe it's best if I just take these boons and roll it. I don't want to do more chambers of 6 than I have to. I can make this work. I can make this work. So let's go. Let's take Poseidon first because I want his cast of the 2 gods. I want his cast first. And Heartrend or Pressure Points. Honestly, Heartrend is really good, but it's only going to affect our special reliably. Pressure Points guarantees crits on other things. It's only a 3% chance, but that 3% chance matters. I honestly think between these two, I take Pressure Points. All right, we have a really kind of lackluster build.
The Hound of Hell accepts another satyr sack.
But most importantly, I can tag Hades with Jolted, run away if I need to. I have 5 dashes. There's no excuse for getting hit. I have 5 charges on Acorn. I can play well here, and I can win. I also have that Death Defiance. We did get 1 Death Defiance, so that Chaos boon did pay off in the long run, I suppose. Didn't get us the Zeus boon, but got us just about everything else.
Well, Zagreus, even if I vanquish you, arriving here is a sufficient feat.
Is it? It's starting to lose its gravitas, considering we're over 150 times doing it now, Hades. All right, I was bailing out like we had Extreme Measures 4 on, but I really didn't need to. He only does his attack once. I'm gonna do this, and that should do a whole lot of damage to him very quickly. We should have him phased any second now. Need to make sure I keep my Boiling Blood up and maybe kill. Oh, well, I got tagged by that, unfortunate. I honestly thought he phased, so that's why I didn't expect him to just throw another attack there. All right, he's spawning in Elysian Warriors. We can deal with those, especially if Hunter's Mark gets procced. We did get another hit on us, though, unfortunately, so we're down at least 1 charge of Acorn, I think 2. Or, sorry, we're down at least 2 charges of Acorn, if not 3. There's 4. Look, I just need Acorn to get me through Phase 1, let's be honest. Phase 1 is just so awful to me. It always is. Alright, we've almost got him halfway. I like that I can just predict where he's going to go because he always does the same pattern with that, at least in Phase 1. In Phase 2, he sometimes pops lasers instead. We've got an Archer, so I need to take out this Archer first. Gonna use the McCall for it. Smoldering Air just gives us a ton of damage. Like, look at us melt these things. If I honestly just kind of kite around this wall, I think we can do a lot of damage to him very easily. Alright, so he can get cheeky and use his projectiles as well. Good to know. I think I just focus on phasing him here because we have the DPS to do so. There we go.
Got you.
Now, I don't want to get hit by a shockwave, so I am not going to charge a attack up here, or a special up.
Let's go.
Again, Pressure Points, while it doesn't do that much damage, it does add up very quickly. Every crit matters. I'm going to wait for these to pop so that I can deal with them safely. There we go. He's probably going to use lasers soon, I would hope. Here comes laser, so I get a free hit on him like that, and then I can bail behind him and just get some more damage. There's a minor optimization I'm doing where after I press special, I hold the control stick away from where I am facing so that I can get the condensed special off like that. It does so much damage if we can get that to work. It's easy when I know the enemy's attack pattern, even with forced overtime. Okay, here comes lasers, I need to bail out, and then I can get behind him and get some more damage. He's phased, we do this. I think we're fine. I'm not using my call nearly as much as I should, so let's go ahead and just do that. Don't know where he's aiming, but we didn't get hit somehow. Tag him with my Boiling Blood. He's lasering, so I bail out. Bail back in, get a cheeky special off, but he dashed away. We still have Zeus's call going. Honestly, I just face tank and DPS him now, because we're not dying here. Even if he Boiling Bloods us, he won't have enough attack speed to get both attacks off. There we go. Zeus. Zeus build with some crit chance, I guess.
You bested me. I'll grant you, Zagreus.
What I will say is, this was my mistake. I probably should have taken God's Legacy, because without Zeus's legendary boon, we lose about half of our damage at least. Because if you think about it, our attack does 20 damage. From the Zeus part of Zeus's attack does 20 damage with that 1 palm we got on it. Zeus's legendary does 40. So it literally would be effectively that plus our 20 damage would be 3 times the amount of damage we are currently doing. Nonetheless, though,
Win, boy.
I still maintain that the weakest rail is still incredibly strong. All the ranged weapons in this game are incredibly strong. I think, honestly, everything other than the sword is incredibly strong. And even the sword, when played well, can be incredibly strong, especially Aspect of Nemesis. Aspect of Nemesis is easily the best sword in terms of DPS potential. Arthur I hate because it's slow. Poseidon I like, but I don't play it like a sword. I just play it like a cast weapon. So, I don't know. I think with all that said, though, let's see, who are we honoring? So we need Aspect of Zagreus. We want... Smoldering Air was kind of core to our build. I mean, that Hunter's Mark was cute. We didn't really get to benefit from it much. We didn't really get very much in the way of anything we wanted. I mean, we got a really nice start, and that's about all we got. Cluster Bomb with I want to go Cluster Bomb with Artemis's Deadly Flourish. I think that's fair enough to say. It helped a lot. So that'll be it. We got 121 win streak, 153 total clears. Not bad at all. And that makes it, I think, win number 8, if not win number 9.
Then, valiantly striding Zagreus was set upon by 7 bloodless slam dancers and slain. Or something of the sort.
We are officially 1/3 of the way done with our 32 heat all aspects challenge. There really are only so many challenges I have left before I just say, okay, let's break open that barrier and start playing with mods. Because there are a lot of mods I'm looking forward to trying.
Hold your applause.
I will probably...
You can do this! Whatever it is you're doing.
I love you, Hypnos. You're such a good boy. Hypnos, like, I mean, if Cerberus weren't here, you would be best boy, but let's be honest, Cerberus is here, so Cerberus has to be best boy. Or would it be best boys?
Terrifying Cerberus is busy gathering his strength for when next he shall bar the prince's path.
Because I know when Zagreus talks to Cerberus, he calls him good boy, or best boy. Getting those pets in for good luck on the next run, of course. There have been some runs where I forget to pet Cerberus, and I see that in post-production footage editing, and I just feel bad. I feel bad, because I denied the best boy the best pets.
Let us discuss your work performance at some other time.
I do enjoy, like, in GDQ, the speedrunning charity event. They have incentives for donations for petting whatever animal is pettable in a game. Pet the cat, pet the dog, pet the cow.
Dusa, hey, I wanted to congratulate you. Saw you were chosen as the featured servant of the house, getting your portrait there right in the lounge for all to see. That's quite an honor.
Oh, it's really nothing, Prince. Something that anybody could have done, really, as long as they were fired up to do their very, very best, all the time, with a positive attitude and without worrying too much about the overwhelming amount of work that still needs to be done.
Boy, do I feel that, Dusa. Also appreciate that to fit all that dialogue into this box, they had to shrink the text size a little bit. I find that funny.
You're doing great.
At least it looks that way. Maybe it's not, but something looked smaller than normal in that
Honor
box.
the queen, my child.
Praise Goth Mommy, praise Dread Queen Persephone of the Underworld.
Hope my little cottage on the coast is holding up.
It's as long as it's been made with godly might, it's probably not falling apart, but it probably has been many years canonically speaking in this game. All right, let's see what our next weapon is. I'm gonna call sword, or maybe shield. Oh, okay. All right, well, since we did the weakest rail that was still really strong, why don't we do the weakest bow that's still really strong? 15% base chance of crit on the attack with the aspect of Zagreus. Kiwi, with all that said, I hope you've enjoyed watching.
Let's chat more batter, boy. Yo, hit me already.
And if you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. If you're sleeping, I hope you're sleeping well. I love you, and I will see you in the next one for some more Hades fun.